All right, let's check in on how that video's doing. Nice. Got some views going on. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I like my own videos. Aw, cool. Let's remedy the situation. First, I'll direct you to a playlist linked below. Check that out if you're just in a video watching mood. The next step is to try Tana for yourself. It's really hard to actually understand what's so different about it until you start using it. There's a link in the pinned comment. Click that, it'll take you to a page that you can sign up, get a 14-day trial, and really find out what the hell's going on there. I would describe Tana as a no-code development tool masquerading as a note-taking app. I'm gonna make a couple comparisons, hopefully one of them lands. But imagine Evernote, but every line in every notebook, every folder could become literally anything you want. Until you try Tana, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm gonna recommend again, try it, just try it. It's going to be hard for me to define some things without using the word magic or magical at some point as well. But let's do another quick comparison. And this is something that people point out a lot. It's something that I thought of immediately as well. And that is comparing Tana to Notion. I wouldn't recommend that because there's a lot of superficial similarities. They do many similar things. They get you to approximately the same destination often. However, comparing Notion to Tana is a lot like comparing a horse to a car. You put one against the other in a race, you know which one is going to win every time. And it's because of fundamental differences. Let's try another one. So, are you familiar with Mystique from X-Men? Mystique can transform into anyone at any time. Can she do non-animate objects too? I don't know, but she can definitely do people. So she can transform to appear as the president, for instance. Now, if you stand the president next to Mystique pretending to be the president, they will appear to be exactly the same. Why would you choose one over the other? However, Mystique can become whatever you want her to become. The president can only be the president. And that, I think, is the biggest distinction to make between Tana and Notion or any other note-taking or productivity or knowledge management app out there. Tana gives you the power to go however deep you want. You don't have to go all the way, but it gives you the power to transform your notes into anything. When you consider that power, it's really easy to learn Tana. But it's definitely a lot more difficult to pick up than Evernote. And that is why I'm making this video. Tana One gives you everything you need to learn Tana and build any kind of system you want. Tana One includes video lessons, exercises, and agents who can help you around, pinpoint exactly what lesson you want, and even build systems for you that you can then expand upon. Additionally, Tana One comes with free updates. So anytime there's a new lesson, new content, or an update to the agents, you will get an email that tells you, hey, new stuff, install now. So with one purchase of Tana One, you get everything you need in one place to learn and build in Tana. And it's on sale right now, 70% off. One last thing before I get to the really exciting thing that I want to share. Absolutely everything that is included in the course, because it's a Tana template itself, the course is built inside Tana. Everything that I did to build that course, including the agents, you can totally do yourself. You can build those agents yourself. You can set up whatever structure you want to track things and organize things and share things. That is the power of Tana. You can turn what would otherwise be a simple notepad into anything that you want. This Saturday, March 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern US time, I will answer questions, do demos, whatever. All you got to do is go to the link that I will put somewhere below. There's so many links I'm going to have. And yeah, register for the free event and show up. That's it. All right, let's go on to the demonstration now. I've gotten a lot of great feedback on the agents that are included in Tana One, especially the Tana Co-pilot. One person in particular said I should make just like a series of videos building things using the Tana Co-pilot. I don't think I'll do a series, but I'm going to build something in real time right now. We'll see how it turns out. Before I even start the building though, I want to point out that I'm not inside the Tana One template right now. You don't have to be anywhere near it. As long as you are in a space that is the same area, the same workspace, or it shares content with that workspace, you're good. You can invoke the Tana Co-pilot wherever you're at. You just hit Command K and then build with TC. And now I'm chatting with my Tana Co-pilot. Now, what I want to test, I'm copy pasting something. I want to see how it handles very specific and very complex needs. So I put together this request to build a system for managing UX research. I've got lots of different requirements, lots of details that I want it to parse through. So let's see how it performs with that. I haven't done this one yet, so I'm nervous, actually. I'm confident, but nervous. I'm confidently nervous. Okay. So it spit out all of this. Oh, it's still working. There, it's done. It finished with the Tana paste. So you just click anywhere in there, select it all, copy it all, and then just paste it wherever you want. Put it right there. Okay, so let's break down what it all gives. So there's infrastructure that it divides between super tags and fields. It creates a bunch of sample data so that you can see what it looks like, how all of the different parts interact. And then it creates what's called compositions, which are almost always going to be search nodes. And if you're not familiar with Tana, a search node is something that you create that, if I open this, see it brings in this case, one item. But this item is the one that matches the fact that it's tagged study and the status is not complete. So anytime any other item matches those requirements, it'll show up, it'll populate this list. And this updates in real time. So you're able to have these little dashboards and have these little feedback mechanisms and these collections wherever you want, in whatever context you want them to exist. Okay, but let's dive in. And in this video, I want to look at the reasoning that it's using and giving me. Okay, we define distinct research types, interview, test, survey, okay, to enable proper categorization and filtering. All right, study serves as the primary container for research initiatives, while interview, test, and survey capture different methodologies. Okay, so studies are made up of interviews, tests, and surveys is what I'm getting from that. Participant and artifact tags help organize people and research materials. All right, fields. You know what? I'm not even going to dive deep into these. I'm just going to go to the sample data and see how it's working. Yep. So we've got a study. Inside that study, there's an interview and a test. What's inside those? Got a participant. So these would all belong. That sometimes it's not going to be placing things perfectly in the hierarchy because there's limitations with Tana paste in how deep you can go in things, for instance. So these fields are meant to be attached to Sarah Smith. Just like these fields are part of the interview, these are supposed to be part of Sarah Smith. Then we've got the artifacts. And you can see how now with these parent-child relationships, you can dive into any level, and then you can, climb your way back up the tree however you want. Let's zoom in there. Okay. And you can even change views. Let's view as cards here. Oops. Well, that's got all of the, before we do that, let's add all of these fields to this study tag. So you'll notice, and this will make a lot more sense once you learn a bit about Tana, because when you tag something, you're not just marking it and saying like somewhere in the system, I'm going to have a search or something that points this out as a study. When you tag something as a study, it changes, it becomes something else. This is what I was talking about with the Mystique example. And one of the ways that you can do that is you add fields, which are basically attributes. So if you think of a tag as like either God or evolution, whatever you want to go with, putting a tag on just a blob of clay. Yeah, this is feeling more like religious, I guess, than evolutionary. So you got a blob of clay, you put a tag on it. You're not just giving it like a name. It's not a name tag. It's a tag that turns that blob of clay into a bear or a sparrow or whatever. Because with these tags comes all of these different attributes in the form of fields. Okay. So now, if this were a tag sparrow, it would be like has feathers of a certain size, has a beak, eats these things, flies, that kind of thing. So that's one of the magical things about Tana. And now one of the magical things about working with the Tana Co-pilot is if you like this setup, as you just saw me do, you just right click and you can promote or demote these things, add them or remove them from the template. Okay, so yeah, I'm going all over the place. So we've got a study that can include interviews and tests. Now this I would put, I think, as another field of like, what did they call them? Methodologies. Yeah. So maybe methods or something like that. And then let's go to completed studies. So this follows the same thing, only there's just one method used in this study. Okay. Get the findings, sample size. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And these compositions, I already kind of dove into a little bit. It broke it out into active, interview pipeline. Interesting. Nothing there. Oh, can't really do that. It gets a little confused still sometimes. There we go. The sorting you would apply this way. Let's do by date. There we go. I will be making improvements, and search will be one of those improvements to the Tana Co-pilot. Artifact library. Yep. So again, yeah, this is more of a collection rather than kind of an activity dashboard, And another collection here. Cool. Awesome. And you can see how even the Tana Co-pilot was adding its own views of things as well. This has a table view. This one is a card view. This one is just a regular old-fashioned list view. Okay, that's really cool. And you saw how it took, what was that, like 15 seconds to spit all that out? All of this, I would have had to think about, build out, make refinements, adjustments, structure things, test things out, create my own sample data, decide what kind of format those would all have. But this did it all for me in 15 seconds. And I pointed out some things that I think that I would do different. Okay, cool. First of all, everyone builds differently. But second, I got such a head start by just asking this to make something for me. Okay, now I want to take this to the next level. Let's keep that small. I want to invoke Dennis let me talk about the difference between the Tana Co-pilot and Dennis. So in very broad strokes, the Tana Co-pilot is a builder, and Dennis, if I had to call him anything, he's more of an architect. The Tana Co-pilot just knows how to use Tana Paste and is otherwise, generally smart, but doesn't know any unique or specific information about Tana necessarily. He's just focused on, you want something? I can build it for you, Chief. That's Tana Co-pilot. Dennis, he has access to all of the course data. And since I taught the course and I'm a product designer with years of experience in Tana, he picks up some of my intuitions as well. And he's able to think deeper and in a more, product-oriented way about systems. So I would recommend, if you are just getting started on something, go to Tana Co-pilot. If you want to improve something, if it's relatively simple, stick with Tana Co-pilot, because the Tana Co-pilot is a lot cheaper as far as AI tokens go to run. But otherwise, Dennis is the man for doing anything complex or adding or rehashing something that already exists. Now let's get back in here. What I want I want to show a different way to bring Dennis where I'm at here. So I could do what I did before with Tana Co-pilot. I don't need the Copilot open anymore. Let's just close. Okay. So I could just hit Command K, start typing Dennis. There we go. That works, but I have a feeling I'm going to want to talk with Dennis a lot when I'm in this space. So I would rather just have a button that I can push. You can do that on any node. You can do it for super tags as well, but I'm just going to demonstrate on a random node how you can add a command button to anything. So hit Command K, configure node, and then you just need to decide if you only want to see it when you're fully zoomed in to a node like I am now, or anytime you see that node, even if it's one among many on the screen, you want to see that command. Which context do you want? I always want Dennis to be available to me. So I'm going to Dennis Max here. There we go. Now, when I close that out, you'll see there's a button here so that I can ask Dennis anytime at the click of a button. So let's do that. Okay. Now, what I want Dennis to do is I want Dennis to look at this thing. What do you think about this system? And I want to focus on usability, which is kind of meta, the usability of a UX research system. Here we go. So I just copied that node and I'm pasting it here. Now all of this here is in here and he can see it all. He's going to look at everything and give me some advice. He buttered me up with strengths. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Improvements. And he's breaking these suggested improvements into search node stuff, field stuff, views. Okay, let's go through them. Oh, and before we do though, I want to point out that he's very good at linking to lessons from Tana One. So if I'm not sure how to do something, he's pointing out things where you can watch a video and find out. Oops. I have my VPN going. So that's what happens when you have your VPN going. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Oop. Okay, so the search node integration, creating dedicated search nodes for studies by status. Did that not already exist? Okay, well, it had active, but there's several other statuses, right? Planning, in progress, analysis. Okay, so that one currently just has these all bucketed together. I think it would be helpful to have separate areas that are pulling in each of those statuses. So, okay, good job, Dennis. Upcoming interviews. Yeah, that's very practical. Okay, so you can see what's going on here. The Tana Co-pilot, really did all the basics, but now Dennis is going in here and he's looking at things and he's like, okay, but from like an activity standpoint, a workflow standpoint, it's nice to have, there's active stuff, there's a pipeline, but from a user perspective, when I have an interview coming up, I want to know if it's coming up. So why don't you make this? Okay, so that's great. Missing artifacts, where type is set, but location is empty. Make sure I don't leave anything uncovered. Okay. Ancestor field auto initialization. Oh yeah, that's big. I highly recommend whenever you can do that. And let me stop my VPN so I can show what it's like to start the video, because this would be perfect for that. This covers something that gets people confused a lot. And so I would highly recommend implementing something like that. And if it gets confusing, you would watch this video and hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Moving on, link artifacts back to their parent interview. It doesn't do that, huh? Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Type, look, it does not have a field for the interview, the method that was used to generate this artifact. So yeah, good call, Dennis. Great call. You see how he's uncovering even, I would say, more technical weaknesses in the design? Okay. Drawing from lesson 313. Yep. Yeah, I mentioned this in that video. Card view is usually great for quickly and visually changing status. So you can use card view to move things from one column to another, and the status automatically changes. So that thing will show up or not show up in different search nodes after you move it. Yeah. Table view for participant database. I thought, wasn't that already there? Participant database. Where is it at? Oops. Dennis. That is already implemented, my boy. It's a good reminder, I guess. That could be useful. Okay. Filtering for methodology. Sample size. Yeah. Okay. Lesson 5.2. Okay. So now we're getting into commands. Okay. Quick participant creation with automatic ID generation. Okay. Standardized artifact naming and filing. Okay, that would be nice. Status updates that trigger notifications or next steps. Definitely the next steps, for sure, yeah. Do we want Dennis to elaborate on anything? Let's take this just a little bit further. What is he going to come up with now? Come on, Dennis. Automatic transcript analysis. There you go. Whoa, what happened? Okay. Extract key things and sentiment analysis. He does not know about my products that are about to be released. This is eerie. Okay. Generate preliminary findings reports. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. A new interview cascade. So it would, with a click of one button or one hotkey, whatever, it would do all of these things. Oh yeah, okay, very cool. Okay. Voice note integration. Quick capture during sessions, yes. Auto transcribe researcher notes. Yeah, duh. Okay. Kind of, is this automatically tagging or just regular tagging? I think both could be done. Yeah. Okay, set up research health monitors. Alert if consent forms are missing. Okay. Flag studies with low participation. Okay, that would be more of a dashboard thing, I imagine. Remind researchers to add key findings. Auto-generate research briefs for stakeholders. Yeah, sure. Templated research reports. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stop now. This is good enough. What I found most interesting and got me the most excited was, I think, this. Totally doable. And then, yeah, the quick capture. So I guess what excites me most is the ability to react, to both just make things quick when I'm setting things up and react in real time. This is very doable, especially you get the initial scaffolding set up, and then all that you need for these is to be able to understand how to implement them. And as I showed, you can copy paste stuff in here and Dennis will answer your questions. You can problem solve things that way. Even it doesn't have to be an entire system. It can be just one thing that you're working on. And you know what? Let's do a real quick test here. Let's see. Bring that in. What do I want to ask him? There you go. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so it recommends a couple different lessons here. You want to look for participant, and the date field is greater than relative date of yesterday. So yeah, greater than yesterday is today or in the future, and less than next month. That works. Tells me step by step how to create that. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay, I'm gonna quit now while I've already wasted enough time. So if you want to be able to leverage tools like this and also learn how to do everything yourself and not just rely on AI, get Tana One. Whether you want to build things yourself or have AI build it for you, it's all there. Okay, I think that's everything. It's actually everything. So cheers.